My dear beautiful soul, let me ask you something. Do you know what's the real reason behind your aging? And have you ever wondered why some people grow stronger with their age and why some people feel old longer before they actually are? And while two people face the same problem, one person sees opportunity and the other person sees only problem. And here is an even more fascinating question. What if the biggest prison in your life has no walls? What if it exists only your mind? Do you believe me? Today I am going to introduce with a remarkable woman who spent decades exploring these questions. And her research challenged many traditional beliefs about human aging, health, learning, and human potential. She's a Harvard University professor in psychology. Her name is Dr. Irin Langer. Welcome back to Irin Academy. I am Irin Sultana Samia. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe Irin Academy right now and become a prestigious member of global learning community, because it is not just a channel, it is a practical practice ground of becoming your best version. And because we are learning a new topic every week, which helps us to become our best version. Let's dive into our today's topic. Dr. Irin Langer reminds us a very powerful lesson that sometimes changing your mind is the first step towards changing your life. Dr. Irin Langer, she is the first woman to earn tenure in Harvard's psychology department. And over 40 years, she has studied one subject: how our mindset influences the way we live. And often she's called the mother of mindfulness. But her idea of mindfulness is quite different what people imagine. When people hear about mindfulness, they think about meditation. But she focuses on something broader. She encourages us to pay attention, to notice new things, to remain curious, to avoid living on autopilot mode. Because when you avoid paying attention, our life begins to pass by without us truly experiencing it. The counterclockwise experiment. Now, let me tell you about the most famous psychological study ever conducted. A study that captured the attention of the world. In 1979, Dr. Langer invited a group of elderly people, spend a week in a specially prepared house. Everything inside the house reflected the year of 1959. The newspaper, the radio programs, the furniture, the magazine, even the conversation. Every participants were encouraged to behave as they were living 20 years earlier. Not to pretend, but to immerse themselves in their 20 years earlier version. They talked about events as if they had just happened. They made their own decisions. They carried their own language. And at the end of the week, they showed a huge improvement in their posture, gesture, in their conversation, and in their physical change and overall energy. And this study became famous because it showed that our mindset can change how we function, but it needs to be accurate. Researchers continue their conversation. How can we conclude from this study? If we change our mindset positively, it can influence our thinking, it can influence our action, and our action influence our well-being. Now think of a beautiful eagle. It is able to fly over the mountain, but it spends its whole life only walking. Why? Because since childhood it believed that I cannot fly. And most of us are thinking like that. I'm not smart. I'm too old. I can't be succeed. I'm just an ordinary person. Now ask yourself, who wrote those sentences? Did Allah write for them or did fear? Every time when we accept limiting belief without questioning it, actually we are building a wall around our own future. Now a modern example is Carol Dweck, a Stanford psychologist who introduced the idea of growth mindset. Her research shows that the people who can believe they can improve through their effort, learning, and persistence are more likely to overcome challenges more than the people who believe that their abilities are fixed. Different researchers, different approaches, but one shared message that your mindset matters. It is not because it is magic, but because it influences the choices you make every single day. If today's message touches your heart, I highly recommend you to read the Dr. Alan Langer's book, Mindfulness. It teaches us that how easily we fall into our routines even without noticing. And it also shows that how being more attentive can improve your relationships, your learning, your creativity, and your everyday decisions. Sometimes observe new things can change your entire life. There is a beautiful Japanese proverb that says, Kaizuku wa chikara nari. It means continuity is strength. Remember, beautiful soul, mindfulness is not a one day habit, it is a daily habit. Observe a new thing today and learn another new thing tomorrow. And keep this up for years, and eventually you will become totally a different person. Beautiful soul, most people are waiting for a life to change, but very few people are willing to change the way they see the life. Dr. Alan Langer's work reminds us that paying attention, being curious, and refusing to live on autopilot can the experience, transform the way we experience the world. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can consciously choose how to respond. And that one choice can transform or can change the direction of your future. So, from today, notice one thing that you have never noticed before. Ask one question and challenge one limiting belief and take one step. Try to become the person that Allah created you to be. Because a mindful life is not about being perfect, it is about being present. If this video inspired you, keep supporting Irin Academy by liking this video and sharing it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribing it to get more powerful knowledge from psychology, science, book, and ancient wisdom. Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, keep growing, and remember, read and know thyself. Take care of your mind and body. Assalamu alaikum.